welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you my top 10 must-have makeup slash beauty products that I cannot live without. This is basically if I can only use 10 products for the rest of my life, these are the products I would use. So I'm going to show them to you and I am going to show you why I have, or tell you why I've chosen these. They are products that I've been using for a while. So if there is a product that I'm loving right now and it's been in a favorites video or something like that, it's not going to be in here. These are like products that have been in my repertoire for a very long time. So I'm going to start in order by primer, finishing with lip, like going through the whole shebang that I would do. So first, I'm going to show you my Makeup Forever Step 1 Equalizing Primer. Actually, it's the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, and this is the light blue bottle. This is the hydrating formula. The reason I love this is because it is very hydrating and I have super dry skin, so I need something that's going to give me a moisturizer built in with a primer. I do moisturize my skin prior to putting this on, but this is adding moisture into my really dry skin. Like right now, I have some skin coming off my nose, and it sucks because the foundation will just look cakey on that area, but this really does help that, and I love it for that reason. I've gone through 3 or 4 bottles of this, and it's only been out since like the end of last year, but I love this. They have a full range of different primers. They have smoothing, they have radiance, and they're all in different colors, but because I'm extra dry, I feel this is my go-to, and I really would recommend you guys checking this out because it gets nice and tacky and it really does make the makeup wear longer. So if you're looking for a primer and you just have not found one that has been great for you, check out this Makeup Forever Skin Equalizer Step 1 line, because you will find one that is suited to your skin, and I really think it's the best primer on the market. It is pricey. I will put the price either down below or on the screen somewhere, but it's totally worth it, and you can just use a little bit and it goes a long way. So check that out. Next, I'm going into my favorite concealer. I'm sure you guys won't be surprised by this because I pretty much use it in every single one of my tutorials. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. And this is the shade Light Neutral. This is light on me because I use it to conceal and to highlight my face, but it has a nice little doe foot applicator, and it just makes it so easy to put on. It's just like, you know, I do the triangles under my eyes, and I do my forehead, my nose, my lip, my chin, you know, the whole drill, and it just goes on so easy. There's a lot of good concealers out there that I love, but none of them are this easy to apply, and this one glides on so seamlessly because it is water-based and it is a little bit lighter. It doesn't cake on as much. Using a damp beauty blender with this just blends it out so nicely. If you're looking for heavier coverage, like to cover dark circles, this really isn't, in my opinion, the best on the market, but for what I use it for, which is combination of covering under my eyes and highlighting, that is the best concealer in my opinion that is on the market as far as ease of putting on and coverage and wearability. All of that is my favorite, and I use it pretty much every video, so it's obvious why. Foundation was a little hard for me because I use so many different foundations. I'm always trying to find a new foundation, but the foundation that I've been using the last 3 months, and I cannot say enough good things about, is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. This is a drugstore foundation, and it just blows my mind every time I use it. It's super full coverage. It can work as a concealer. It's called a Conceal and Perfect Foundation plus Concealer. So you can use it as a concealer. I don't, because I like lighter concealer than my foundation. But if you don't care to highlight those areas and you're just putting foundation on really quickly, this is so heavy duty that it can work as a concealer as well. And it matches my skin tone so perfectly. Keep in mind I do have dry skin again, so if you have oily skin, I don't know if this is going to be the best match for you. I have heard some people with oily or combination skin say that it just what didn't work for them. So if you have oily skin, maybe purchase it and try it out. It's not that expensive, so it could rock your world. It rocks my world, I know that. It just is so easy with the pump. You just pump it. You know, I pump it onto the back of my hand and I just put it all over my face and either use a brush or a beauty blender. I tend to use beauty blenders or damp sponges when they're more full coverage foundations. If it's more of a luminous or a sheer foundation, I'll use a brush because the dampness of the beauty blender will take coverage away. So that's just a little trick, but this is so heavy duty that I can use a beauty blender with it. And that's my preferred method of putting foundation on because it just makes the foundation pounce into your skin and meld into your skin so nicely. So if I can use a full coverage foundation, I will, and this is my favorite. In the summer, a lot of people don't like full coverage foundations, and I completely understand that. There are a slew of sheer to medium coverage foundations out there. This is just my personal preference. Next, I'm gonna go into bronzer. Now this was really hard for me to narrow down because I do love the Lorac Tantalizer bronzer and I use it every day, but I also use the Hoola bronzer every day. So it just was a battle of the bronzers and I had to just pick one and I ended up picking the Hoola. I love Hoola because you can bronze with it, you can contour with it. The Lorac Tantalizer is just a bronzer. It's not something you can contour with. This is just the best color. It's a cool tone brown. It works for so many skin tones. It's not too dark or too light or too orange or, you know, too cool tone, but it's really nice. It comes with this little brush when you buy it in the little box that it comes in. I've hit pan on so many of these, so it was a no-brainer. But the brush is so cute and it works really well. If you don't like using that brush, obviously there are other foundation brushes out there, but it's just a beautiful contour and bronzing shade. I'm trying to swatch it, but swatching just doesn't do it justice. I have it on my cheeks today for my contour, and like I said, I've hit pan again on so many of these, and if you're looking for a good like starter contour slash bronzer powder, this is such a good one if you are, you know, all the way from fair to like medium skin. I would say I'm, you know, fairly tan and this still works for me and I couldn't recommend it enough. It's by Benefit and it is a fabulous, fabulous bronzer. Next is highlight, and highlight is super hard for me to narrow down because I love highlights. Highlights are my favorite product, but I knew if I had to pick one, I would pick Becca because their formula is so fantastic. And if I'm picking Becca, I'm gonna pick Champagne Pop because it's just such a versatile color. It is a champagne pinky gold color, so it doesn't lend itself too much to gold, which a lot of people don't like gold because it can just leave a stripe on their face. And a lot of people don't like too much of a pink because it can look, if you're not like super fair with pinky undertones on like a olivey tone, which is what I have skin, the pinks can be too much. So this is just a straight champagne pinky gold and it is so versatile. If you have really dark skin, it might not work for you. Becca came out with another color in a set called Prosecco Pop, and that's more gold, so that might be your thing. I just really love Champagne Pop, and I think it is the best color for many, many reasons. The formula is so great. You can put it on with a brush, just dust it on your cheeks. I dust it everywhere, but this is definitely, if you want something intense, this is a great intense powder. Next, I am gonna get into blush. There are not that many blushes that I am like so crazy about. I'm just not a huge blush person. I kind of stick with like 3 different blushes and that's really it. But I decided that I wanted to share with you guys the Wet n Wild ColorIcon line because this is such a good price for what you get. It has so much pigment, and my favorite color in this line is the Apri-Cot in the middle. I love Apri-Cot colors for blushes. I think they're so pretty and so versatile. You can use them for bronzy looks, you can use them for bold looks, you can use them for anything. And I'm just not someone who goes crazy with really bright blushes. Most of the time, there's one maybe that's bright that I love. So I really like these subdued shades, and for the price, you cannot beat the pigment that comes off of this. This is just a quick swatch and you get all of this color. I personally don't like really pigmented blushes because you can go in heavy-handed and look like a clown in no time. So I just like something that I can build and it's gonna look nice and natural, just to add a little flush to the cheeks, and this absolutely does that. So this is my go-to blusheroo. Now I feel like you have to talk about setting powder when talking about your makeup essentials, because if you don't set your makeup, you're gonna crease and you're gonna puddle off, and you're gonna, especially in the summer, sweat your makeup off. And a powder really helps to keep your makeup in place all day long, as well as primer and setting spray. It's just a whole process, but everybody tends to really talk about the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. That's a great setting powder. It's just so expensive. So I like to use the RCMA No Color powder. I got it online for $11, I think, plus shipping, and it works just as well as the Laura Mercier, which I think is either in the 30s or 40s, and you get just as much powder. I don't see a difference in them. I think they're equally as great, but this one's so much cheaper. You can use it by putting it on with a damp beauty sponge. You can put it on with a brush. You can bake with it. You can set with it. And it's just amazing. It's definitely one of the best setting powders I've ever used. If I don't use a banana powder for a look, I use this. And I just think it is definitely worth the $11. I mean, if I can find any dupes and they are worth it, or they're the same as the high end, I'm always gonna go with the dupe. So this is definitely a dupe for Laura Mercier. If you are, needing a refill on translucent setting powder and you're used to the Laura Mercier, but you don't want to spend that amount of money, go look online for the RCMA No Color powder. I can't remember, I think I got it, I just got off of a random website. I think it was called like Camera Ready Cosmetics or something like that. So give that a look and see if you can't find this, because it will change the way you do makeup. I promise you that. Now we are getting down to the nitty gritty. This is item number 8, and this is my favorite mascara. I have been using the non-waterproof version of this mascara for years. It is called the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara, but I discovered the waterproof version not too long ago, and I've been using it all the time. I love both versions, but I like this one more because I always get mascara all down here. My eyes water because I wear contacts, and it would just leave flakes and black stuff transferring to my lower eye all the time. So if I didn't have Q-tips with me, or if I wasn't at home, and it just looked a mess. So the waterproof one doesn't do that, and I love the way it goes on. It has a very thick brush, so getting into the corner lashes is a little bit more difficult. You have to do it with care, but if you get the black under your eye when you're putting the mascara on, just wait till it dries about 5 minutes and go in with a Q-tip and it'll wipe right off. Even the waterproof version will do that. But this is definitely like a really nice black waterproof mascara. If you're in the market for a new mascara, I highly recommend this. I had a very hard time choosing a lip because there's just so many different lips to choose from. There's bold lips, there's lipsticks, there's liquid lipsticks, there's nude lips, there's just so much stuff. So I decided to just go with a gloss that I use pretty much on a daily basis if I'm not doing a crazy look or doing a tutorial and I don't want to use the same gloss every day. My favorite glosses are by Bite Beauty. They come in this cute little container. This one is called Honey, and it is a nude with gold reflex in it. I think I've talked about this before, or I've worn it in a tutorial before, but it's just so pretty. It is really glossy. It has a lot of shine to it because of the gold reflex, and it just makes your lips look super glossy for a really long time. If you don't like sticky lip glosses, this is good because it's not super sticky. It is sticky enough so you know that it's still on there, and that's what I like, because when you don't feel anything, you kind of are like, wait, is it still on? And getting your mirror out and looking super vain all the time like I do. But when it's a little bit sticky but not too sticky, that is my perfect formula because I know it's there, but it's not making my lips stick together. And this is just such a pretty glossy, I mean, this swatch isn't doing it justice at all. I'll put a little bit on my lips. Keep in mind I'm putting this over top of something I already had on. They taste so good because they're made out of fruit, so it doesn't smell bad. It doesn't taste bad. It tastes actually really amazing if you accidentally get it in your mouth or something. But I just love the way it looks. It's super natural. Definitely a go-to gloss that I grab for all the time. And then the last product is a setting spray. You have to have a setting spray in your collection if you're gonna talk about must-haves, because other than primer and setting powder, the setting spray is going to keep your makeup in place. I have several that I really like, but especially in the summer, my favorite is the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. It sets your makeup and it's cool and hydrating, so if you're sweaty, you can just like spray it on and it's gonna cool you down, give you a little bit of hydration, and kind of make your sweatiness go away. I have a little bottle I keep in my purse, so if I'm outside doing something or outside at an event, I can just spray it on me if I feel like I'm sweating my makeup off, or if I just feel, you know, like I need a little spritz of coolness, and it works so good. I love the amount that you get. It is really pricey for this big bottle, but they have the little bottles, especially in the aisles at Sephora is where I see them mostly, that are a fraction of the cost, and you could just pop it in your purse and use it that way. It is oil-free, paraben-free, and it has temperature control technology. That's how, if you leave it in your purse and you're out, it doesn't get hot and it still cools you, even if it's been out in the sun and sitting in your purse, like if you're at a winery or something. I don't know if that's the only place I can think of being outside where you would need to spray yourself. But that is my final product. I will list all the products that I spoke about down below with the prices or a direct link to where I have purchased them. And I hope you enjoyed this because I really wanted to share with you what products I love and for what reasons. And I wanted to kind of do one product from every category. So if you guys are in the market for any of the products, you can just take a look and see if you're interested in purchasing any of them. Obviously, products aren't for everyone. These are my personal favorite products. They might not work for you, but the glory of Sephora and Ulta is you can try it, and if you don't like it, you can return it. So give them a try. Let me know if you've already used them and if you love them, or if you try them and you love them. Comment down below and let me know. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks so much for watching.